Hello students, this is Dr. Singhal again. In this video number 3 on C++ program grading a true-false quiz, we'll describe some of the functions that fill questions array and the answers array. Questions are in a file, answers are in a file. And if you didn't watch video 1 and 2, you should not jump to this, watch them first. Okay, so let's go to Xcode and look at the function to fill questions array. So let's read the purpose first. The fill questions array function reads questions from the questions file, fills an array with questions, and there is one question per array element. Function takes an empty questions array and an if stream object, bonded to the file that has questions in it, and function fills the question array with questions and returns its logical length. It returns as to how many elements are in the array. In this problem, this part may not be so important because we fixed everything to 10. But in case you wanted to create a bigger array, then function returning in the logical length as an integer would be very important. Okay, so first it's important that I show you the questions file. So all right, let's see, I need to go to my Xcode where I kept it. It's under the document. This is my questions file, which has one question per line. We're not expecting question more than one line actually. So let's just understand that. So questions are very simple. They're kind of silly. This question like Earth is flat, question number 1. Question number 2, moon is the satellite of Earth. Question 3, water freezes at 0 degree Fahrenheit. Things like that. And there are 10 questions. So our goal is, first question will be in the first array element in the questions array. Second question will be the second element. Third in the third, and so on. All right. Okay. So let's jump to the fill questions array function. And they are not in any order, so it doesn't really matter. So let's unfold this. So it's a fairly small function, really, the way we have written it. We don't really need too much code. Functions takes an empty string array called questions. Empty means there's nothing in it. And it takes a if stream object that's bonded to the file that I showed you a second ago, which has the questions in it, one question per line. So it's a very simple piece of code. We don't want to exceed the array length max, which was set to 10 at the top, at the global level, right here. Okay, don't want to exceed that. So we don't want to exceed the length max. So as soon as I becomes equal to max, we should exit. So this condition is I less than max remains true as long as I does not become equal to max. And second is that each time we peek into a file, INQ is the stream object bonded to the questions file. And if that character is not EOF, then we keep executing loop inside the code. So really that's all you need. You don't really need a whole bunch of stuff here. All right. So basically this condition here from here to here will remain true as long as I have not read end of the file character. Where is end of the file character? I can show you that. That character will be sitting right here after the dot in this line. George Washington was first American president. Okay. So as soon as that character is read, this condition will become false, otherwise it will remain true. So that's why loop will keep going until it actually read that character, or if it tries to exceed the max, then also it will exit. And that can happen if file has more than 10 questions. All right. Okay, so as long as this composite loop condition is true, the getLine will get a question from the file, one question per line, and fill the questions array. So initially I is 0, okay, 0 less than max is true, max is 10, so that will be true, and reason this will be true that because the first character in the file is not EOF, rather first character in the file is E. Okay, so this will keep going, and since both conditions are true, our loop is entered, and this line, what it does is it'll get the first question, which is this question here, and it will store that into the questions I0, so in the first element in the array. So first time when this line is executed, this loop is executed, really you are saying this situation, this is my questions array, and after the first iteration of the loop, this is what the first element of the array contains. Okay, all right, so much so good. Then I do I++, so I increase to 1. 1 less than max, max is 10, is true, and notice that when the first question is read in the file, my pointer is actually, okay, so what does getLine do? It actually reads the end of the line character, throws it away, so it'll actually be here. And the next character is not end of file either. Okay, so both these conditions will be true in the second iteration of the loop for the file I showed you. And then I is 1, so it'll read the second question, which is this one, and store in the second element for which I is 1. So really my array, okay, so what was the question? Let's see. Okay, moon is a satellite of Earth. So let me copy that. And really after the second iteration of the array, my second array element will become like this. Okay, all right, and then I increases to 2. 2 less than max is still true, and after the second question has been read, my pointer to read the file is sitting right here. First character at that point is not UF, it's rather W. So once again, this composite condition is true, so I'll enter the loop again. This time I is 2. Third question, it's going to read water freezes at 0 degree Fahrenheit, and in the third array element, which has the index of 2, it's going to store this question, water freezes at 0 degree Fahrenheit. So hopefully you're getting the idea now how the questions array is filled. Basically, when array size is 10, after I have read the last question, let's actually get the last question, which will be this one up to here. Last array element will contain that, and at that time When that has finished doing this one, then I actually at that time was 9, and then I do I plus plus, so I becomes 10, and then 10 less than max is actually false. And if I peek on the next character, that's also EOF. So both conditions actually become false at that time. So I'll exit the loop, I will be 10, and in this case, the function returns 10, which is the logical length of the array. Okay, so this function fills the array and returns its logical length. Okay, so now I'm going to add to each video some of the questions that you should answer for yourself, and I'm going to just type them here. Okay, so let's type in the comment block some of the questions that you should be answering. And if you cannot answer them, then you need to review this video and the code. So question 1, okay, why if stream object INQ is passed by reference? And this question, answer this question is not peculiar only to this function. This is a global truth that you have to discover. Okay. Second is, what would happen if file had more than 10 questions? Which of the two conditions will become false to cause exit from loop? And by two condition I mean this is one condition. Would it become false if file had more than 10 questions? Or second condition, would this become false? All right, so which condition will cause loop exit? All right, third question, would this line, get line, work if we had question on 2 lines, 2 or more lines? This is the advanced question, by the way. This is a difficult, third is a difficult question. What would you do to make sure that question was read even if it was on more than one line? And you will have to answer this question and make proper changes in the fill questions array function when you do assignment 7. Okay, so this is an important question. It's a difficult one, but it's important. So you have to come up with an answer. All right, thank you. I'm done with this recording. I'll be back in the recording number 4. Thank you.